I came to an RLI conference about 8 years ago, and I came because my mom invited me, and she said that she had heard there was this conference going on in Cincinnati, and it'd be fun to go as a mother-daughter team. We decided after we drove back and forth to Cincinnati, we could have driven to Florida and been there. That's how many miles away we were. But my experience was that around the third night, I realized that my whole life I'd been in ministry, and I realized that I wasn't hearing God as clearly as I thought I was. And it was when we were going over accusation, and I just wept and I wept and I wept because I realized that what I thought was truth wasn't really truth. And that's when the lies that I was believing started to fall off of me. Some of the lies that were broken were that I began to discern between God's voice, my voice, and the enemy's voice, and it began to be very clear to me. Another one was that I didn't think that I was pretty, I didn't think that I was lovable, and I didn't think that that I was really it was about looks, that I was pretty. And when John worked with me and we broke the lies of that off of my life, and I went into the restroom and I looked into the mirror, it was like I saw myself for the first time, and I just couldn't believe it. It's like I'd seen myself for the first time in the mirror, and for the first time in my life I realized that I wasn't nearly as ugly as I had thought that I was in my head. And so it was just really, for me, it was a week of lies being removed. The last 7 years my life has been completely different. I have learned to take the Word of God and use it as my sword, really and truly. I've learned that what I think and what I feel isn't always the truth, and I need to be able to discern if it's God or if it's the enemy speaking in my life. I've learned how to help my children understand that they're feeling this or that because they may just have fear of man, and it's really not themselves. And so as a family, I believe we are a much stronger family. We're a much more loving family. We're a family who learns to work together better than we were before. And I contributed all really to RLI. RLI encompasses teaching truth from the beginning, saying what is sin, how do we even get sin, who is the enemy, who is our enemy, and they take you from the very basics all the way to the very end, where they are setting you free of things that have held you in possession your whole life, and you haven't been able to figure out why you always cycle through the same thing. Why are you always running up against the same kind of people? Why are you always having the same negative experiences in life? And they begin to help you differentiate, pull those things out of your life so that you truly can walk in freedom. I love, there are many ministries in my life that I have been associated with, and RLI is at the top of the list, and just transforming my mind, transforming my heart. It's one thing to have a conference event where you go to a conference and you have an encounter with God, and then after a few days it kind of dissipates, or after a week you remember but you don't feel anymore. RLI has helped me be able to live a lifetime of freedom. And so it's not about an event, it's about a lifetime. And so I am so thankful for their ministry and their willingness to reach out to people like me so that I can become all who God has created me to be. I truly believe that if I had not spent the time going through their ministry more than once, that I would not be walking in my destiny today. I would not be influencing the people that I'm influencing today. I would not be the leader that I am today. My children would not be the leaders that they are today. And RLI has played a major role in that. And for that, I'm eternally grateful that I came based upon one invite. My parenting has changed in the way that one of my children I had a really big issue with getting along with one of my teenagers, and we basically gave her an ultimatum. It was go somewhere else or spend a week with RLI. And so she's like, fine, I'll go to RLI. And the deal was you had to try to be involved. And within 1 week when she came home, she was completely changed. She's never gone back. That was 5 years ago. and she works with IHOP now. She's a minister in our city, and she's starting her own ministry at the college level too. This experience with RLI has transformed my family. It's transformed my children. It's transformed my marriage. And I am just really, really thankful that I took the time, because you see, the one thing that we have to invest in our lives is our time. And we can invest our times in many different things, but there are certain things, it's worth your time, it's worth your intention.